This meeting is being recorded.
Damn it. Okay. All right.
Never gets old.
Yeah. It did immediately. Chelsea. I'm just like, oh my God, stop it.
I love it. I want to change her
it feels like-
voice.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, that's what it is. All right. Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And Hardcore Dave.
Whoa, Dave, what happened? Where were you?
I don't know. Like my screen froze up, I think. There's a little bit of lag going on.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of lag going on, man. But let's try and get through this. This is Fresh Meat 1, 2006. We're traveling back because it's on Netflix and Paramount Plus, right?
Mm-hmm. You're watching it on Netflix?
No, it's on.
I'm
Paramount
watching it on.
Plus.
Yeah, I'm watching it on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it's just that I hope people, everyone has Netflix. I just like hope someone's like, what's this fucking challenge bullshit? 2006, that's stupid. Why isn't it now? This should be good. You know what I mean? So we're gonna cover episode 3 and episode 4. So let's start with episode 3. And oh my gosh, the first thing you see is Derek and Diem having a walk, having a intimate talk. Intimate, sure. Not romantic or anything, not yet. But she's like talking about the ongoing struggle with her ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
Something that will come back over and over again for her.
Yeah, like it chokes me up every time. Like it's really sad. Like knowing how it all turns out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's so hard to even talk about because I'm like, well, let's be nice today. Let's be nice today. Let's be positive right now because she's alive. Then and she's a sunny outlook on it.
Yeah, and she does some badass, awesome stuff on the challenge. Like, not just this season, but in like following seasons, she does some cool shit.
That's true.
When was?
I guess. Well, yeah. What?
When was the duel compared to this season?
It's right after this.
It's the next season. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's got to be like the next season. She did awesome stuff on the duel.
Yeah, that's right. And that's after she had the treatments and stuff and slowly started to grow her hair back. That was a big thing. Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And Derek and Diem are still in love in that season. I mean, come on.
Are they like a romantic thing, or is it just like they kind of have a crush on each other, but that's it?
I think it's kind of a crush this season, and then next season, like so many challenge couples, it's like they never even knew each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no sense of like, what's up or anything, Yeah.
And I think on this season of Fresh Meat, there are so many different couples and pairings between like Danny and Melinda and Wes and Johanna. Like there's so many different couples there that I think that the fact that Derek and Diem were together, like, well, I guess we got to be a couple because we're partners.
Yeah, that's true. So hey, let's get over that hurdle, that emotional hurdle, Dave, and let's talk about the mission of the day. It's called Hang On. The dude has to be a dude apparently. Hangs upside down and grabs the person's hand, the woman's hand, above water, right?
Yep.
But in the rules, this is odd. TJ is like, okay, as soon as your feet are out of the water, that's when your time starts. And as soon as you let go of your partner's hand, that's when your time stops, right?
Okay.
As soon as you let go of your partner's hand stopping, that's fine. That's legit. But as soon as your fucking feet are out of the water, your time. What if someone's shorter than you? You know what I mean? And I bring this up because, hey, guess what? Evan and Coral beat Theo and Shonda by I think their times were 49.30 for Theo and Shonda. and
Yep.
Evan and Kroll is 49.72.
Oh.
So it's like, what if Shonda was taller? You know, what
Yeah.
if
Shonda's taller than Coral. Oh, I like it.
I just thought it was a
Splitting hairs, but I like it.
isn't that an extremely odd rule? Honestly, okay, that's more of a joke, but maybe it is real. But I'm just saying, like Casey is short compared to Diem, right?
So, but like, what? Like, how else would you do it? I'm not entirely sure how deep the water was that they were standing
Exactly.
in, and they're wearing a life jacket, so they're somewhat like buoyant in the water, so it's not like they're dead weight at first until. Well, I would say once if their life jacket's only going down to like their belly button or their waist or something.
Hmm.
Maybe we should have done it from there, from your torso, your midsection. Once it like gets right by your hips out of the water, then you start it.
Maybe. Oh, but
I
there are
don't
some
know.
long
We
torsoed
just
people out there as well.
That's true. We just need to find a way to travel back in time and rig the rules to make sure that Coral and Evan don't win again.
Yeah, that's right. We'll convince them to throw it. Pretend that they're awful. Maybe they'll do it next episode. I don't know. The other thing I have, and this is just a great line, a great interaction. So Evan is up, after Wes goes. Evan's up, walks up to Wes. He's like, so do you gotta like, grip it? Like, what's the, And he's like, how about I just get a pen and paper? And Wes is like, how about I just get a pen and paper and tell you exactly how to beat me? And Evan's like, what? Like he said. Such a big moose of a man,
Yeah.
I love how Wes is just like he has all these rough interactions with all these dudes that are eventually going to be like, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
Like
and
back in
like
the ruin.
it's very easy to see how it turns out where like guys like Evan start not liking Wes because like Evan is just naive in this moment and in this season because Evan doesn't like think of it this way like he's just ignorant to the fact that it's like Wes is not going to try and help you, he's trying to beat you. But like in Evan's mind, he's just like, oh yeah, we're just a couple of guys hanging out on a TV show, like tell me what to do. Like, no, I'm not telling you what to do.
I love it. Great
But Evan
energy.
is still super confident because he's like, they're going to have to tell me when to let go because I'm not going to let go. I was like, okay, Evan.
And it was true, right? Come on.
Well, when
One.
he did win barely, but they didn't think that they won when he let go. Like Coral's like, no, I don't think we won.
One of my favorite things was Darrell going up to Derek because it's like Derek and DM are getting ready, and Darrell's like, okay, what you got to do is like hold on tight, and he turns to DM like, it's gonna hurt, but like, like just hold on, don't even care how she feels, you just have to grip every piece,
Mm-hmm.
that was awesome because I forgot that Derek and Darrell are actually kind of buddies, so yeah, it's cool. But yeah, that's all I have. I fucking no, actually, who got last place? Johanna sucks, man. Like she dropped with before even a second happened, something like that. It was like ridiculously quick, right?
Who's her partner?
Jesse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he sucks too.
He's actually kind of funny. There's some after credit footage that shows someone, and he just does this rant about like, why give hot game to sluts or something like that.
What? Okay. And
But
I
no,
felt like who's the guy who's like, I'm just gonna hold with one arm. It'll be both of my arms holding on to one of their arms.
it might have been Tanya and Johnny, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. It didn't really work out, but it was interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Evan and Kroll win. And then they have to choose a couple to put into exile. They choose, and this is no surprise because they were talking about it earlier. They're like, get rid of fucking Austin. So it's going to be Melinda and Ryan for the exile. So this was the moment I thought was interesting. So it's in between them getting on the bus and actually going to deliberation, where like they're talking to Evan, and Wes is like, "What if I just want to go in exile?" And Casey's like, "Yeah, you should do it. Like that's romantic or something." I don't know, like. But how do you think? Do you think she was brainwashed, or she truly felt like she's like, no, we're gonna win again? Like, how'd you feel about it?
I felt like she was very like just super confident because she has Wes as a partner, and she's just like, we did that, we did really good, we kicked ass, like we could do it again. Like I just thought we did it before, we can do it again. And the fact that I think the hopeless romantic part of her is like, oh, he wants to do it for a girl. That's a valid reason to do it. He's not doing it like out of hate to like try and spite some person, or to like, I want to go against them and make sure I eliminate them or something like that. It's just he's trying to save his girlfriend. So
she also says Wes's head might not be in the game anymore if Johanna leaves.
Yeah,
which is I think that's very smart of her to have that thought. And also, if we're gonna jump forward just a little bit, spoilers for the next episode, but like fucking Casey impresses, if not outdoes Wes in that exile. Spoilers again, but yeah. But I like it. I like. There's a little change in Casey. That's pretty sweet this episode. So at deliberation, this is the scene where like Wes is like, I'd rather sacrifice myself for love, man.
Yeah.
And like really like Johanna cries and shit like that.
Yeah.
But Wes really does full-heartedly think that Johanna is worthy of all this. Remember, she was his biggest inspiration to win the duel. Remember that? Like his most emotional things were like talking about her or talk to her, Yeah. And it's crazy that afterwards, like that didn't fucking work out at all,
No.
And actually treat each other like shit, or at least remember in the ruin, she's like, if you don't stop throwing missions, I'm gonna sell my house. He's like, I bought that with the money I won for the duel. She's like, yeah, but it's in my name. It was harsh. It was cold-blooded shit.
Yeah. I remember like in the scene here on this season, I'm watching it and I'm like, normally I really like Wes, but like watching him this season, I don't like Wes. And watching Joanna, normally I don't like her, but like on this season, I kind of do like her, and I can see why Wes likes her. But it's like the roles completely flip in the future, where I hated Wes, but then I start to like him, and Joanna, I liked her, but I start to hate her because of some of the stuff she does.
Yeah, and she really did. I just gotta include this. She really did poorly with the hang on thing. Like she immediately fell, and you could blame it on Jesse, I suppose, but Jesse's got that fucking slutty monologue, man, in the after credits.
I gotta watch that. Oh my gosh. One thing that I laughed at, I forgot to mention, was Big Easy. He's got to hold on to Katie. It was pretty small. Katie's not that big of a girl. And he only held on for like 10 or 12 seconds or something. And
yeah, second to last for sure.
Yeah. And they cut to him and he's just like, yeah, it was going great until the salt water ran into my eyes, and then I just couldn't hold on anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, like, what does water in your eyes have to do with holding with your hands? Like, it was just Big Easy making an excuse, and I'm just like, oh, it's the first of many.
He's got. I will say though, he does get a bit of redemption in All Stars 1. Correct?
Yeah,
no,
he does.
Yeah,
he definitely does. It took long enough, Big Easy. Jeez.
Hey, but you know what, though? I will say the same thing about Melinda. Melinda, it took her years until Justice All Stars, where I'm like, she is awesome. Oh my god, we haven't watched the show together at all. But like in the final, where she was like swearing and like fuck, oh fuck me and shit like that. I'm like, I wish I could record this voice. No, I'm just saying she was really awesome that
Yeah,
season.
she was, and it was just like she even talked about it. She was like, I really underestimated myself, like back in when she was first on it. And she's like, I'm capable of a lot more than I thought, and it's like, yeah, she definitely is.
Yeah, but not this episode. Okay. Well, we have to end episode 3 now. We're at the bar. Derek and Diem, they're holding hands, man.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I sense that this is for real, and this is never gonna end.
I
Although
sense
I'm
that the
not saying
alcohol
this.
has a real effect.
Let us have this little conversation, tiny conversation. Derek and Diem, CT and Diem. One doesn't work out. One kind of does, and on again, off again forever, right? What was the more real relationship? Because you've said that CT and Diem is like a showman's.
No, I feel
This
like
might be
you've
a real
said that,
thing.
and I bought into it.
I think you kind of, for me, it's ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it was
Or
real
my-
at a certain point, and then it started to become part of the show and the storyline. And then you know the lines were blurred, and neither CT or Diem could really tell like what was real emotion and what was just for the show, and it would fuck with their heads so much that there was no way it was going to work out.
Holy shit! I just had this picture. Okay, remember there was a show called CT Gets Married. Do you hear about that?
I vaguely remember something about that.
It was a show. He videotaped himself getting married, right? And
Okay.
then right when they're like, "Well, does anyone object?" Derek busts through the fucking doors. He's like,
Oh.
"Diem, you are mine." And CT's like, "Way late, buddy."
uh,
All right.
so
You start the episode sad. You got to end on a high note, even
yeah.
if it's
So
trying to make fun of.
what would have happened if it would have been Derek and Diem? Would their relationship have worked out better? Say like CT never existed. She never met CT. She met him the following season on the duel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if CT just never got on the challenge and it was just Derek and Diem, would they have would it have been happily ever after?
I will say this. Remember the reason why CT and Diem broke up? Do you remember that?
No.
Because Diem wanted to focus on her career or something like that. She's like, maybe we get back together in about 5 years or something like that, right? She was like,
Okay.
we're going to get back together, but I want to just do a certain thing. So I think it was like maybe 3 years, something like that. Because CT is like, it's not like it's 3 years later. He's like, he's going to jail for beating up Adam King.
Yeah.
He was referencing that's why they're not together right now, you know? So would Derek be like, that's cool, man. Like take 5 years, 3 years off, you know? My hair's not going anywhere.
I don't know. Like, part of me thinks that like that was just an excuse by Diem, just like, oh, I need some space. I need to focus on my career, and it's just like, okay, you're just trying to give her a reason as to like, get away from me. You're crazy, CT.
Yeah. Well, hey, that was the end of episode 3.